Hey guys, welcome back to the SS Talk Show FAQ series, and today we deep dive into buyer profile segmentation. So who actually buys what and how does it pan out for them over time in terms of the net liquidity they get access to after they exit the property. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to compare today the first-time BTO HDB buyers against the first-time new launch project buyers. So most newlyweds and young couples actually choose the BTO path, and the reason being, number one, it is the lowest barrier to entry, and let's just use a 400k 4A flat as an illustration. So the initial cash outlay is just a mere 5%, and then you can even borrow up to 90% using your HDB loan, and then all you have to pay next is your 3% on your buyer stamp duty minus 5,400. So assuming your bank loan is 360,000 on a 400k property, that will bring you to a monthly installment of approximately 1,615 for a 25-year tenure. So if you just divide that by half, you'll get approximately 800 odd each for each partner if you divide it equally. So you can even use your monthly CPF contributions to pay this. You could even get grants up to 60k if you are eligible for the full 30k on your family grants and then another 30k for proximity grants. Next, let's look at the potential upside. So you can potentially gain up to 100 to even 200,000, and this is all subjected to location and timing. So please check with your realtor, because in recent times we've seen that some BTOs can actually even come into a negative situation when they start to TOP. So your holding period is typically 8 years, and the reason for that is when you buy the BTO, it takes about 3 years to build, and then once you get your keys, it's another 5 years on MOP. So all in all, you can only start to sell your property after 8 years. So let's look at the net equity after you exit the property. So assuming you entered in year 2020 with 40,000 net equity, be it cash or CPF, then we add another 60k assuming you were able to get the proximity and family grant. Let's also build up 8 years worth of principal, which will amount to approximately 45,000. Then we factor in another 200,000 of profit, and that will land you in the range of about 345,000 net equity once you exit. So that's not bad, right? So let's look at the flip side. If you were to go directly into the private market and buy a new launch project, this is what it will look like. So the lowest form of entry can come by means of 1 bedrooms or studios in the range of about 650,000 in today's market. So your initial cash outlay will be a minimum of 25% cash or CPF, and then you will actually be eligible for a loan of up to 75% subject to your TDSR. Then you have to factor in for the buyer stamp duty, which is 3% minus 5,400. So assuming you take a full loan to value of 75%, that brings you to 487.5 thousand, and that will aggregate into 2,200 across a 1.8% over 25 years tenure. We know for the private market, you don't get any grants, and the potential upside for the private residential market is also approximately around 100 to 200,000. But do your own due diligence and speak to your realtor with regards to location and the project that you're interested in. So here's the major difference. The holding period is a mere 3 years, and this is typically governed by the seller's stamp duty penalty that buyers always try to avoid. So from the 3rd year onwards, from signing the option, they can actually sell the property. So a lot of new launch buyers can even sell their property onto the secondary market even before TOP. So assuming you entered in year 2020 and you put down the front 25%, which is equivalent to 162,500, then you would actually roll into progressive payment because the building is still under construction. So this will look like this. For foundation, which is the first 5%, you will start to pay $131 approximately. Then comes the reinforced concrete, which is the next 10%, and you start to pay approximately $403. So you notice the number slowly climbs. Then again, the brick wall and another 5% comes in, so this is approximately $530 every month. So the value slowly climbs towards the TOP stage, and you can see so in this table. So assuming you sell on TOP, which is usually when demand surges and the prices actually runs up, which is because buyers are actually looking for a new project that is freshly built and ready for immediate move-in. Then you'll be looking at a build-up principal of approximately $257,000, and if you add that to your initial capital plus a $200K profit margin, you'll be looking at something like $619,000 net equity once you exit. So what we can derive from this comparison is cleanly two major factors. Number one, we can look at the holding period, which is completely different, one from 3 years and another one is 8 years. Next, we can also look at a stark difference in terms of the equity build-up over time. So this will actually affect your choices and options going forward in terms of your lifestyle options. So I hope this has been helpful towards your home investment strategy, and if you have any doubts, feel free to give us a call. I'm Nick Tan, Selling Singapore, and we'll see you soon.